Do you believe in evil? Not human evil, but something older, primordial, an invisible force hiding in the shadows, waiting for a breach to manifest. A dark energy that feeds on fear and doubt, capable of clinging to people and places. Today, we go beyond legends. We will open doors many prefer to keep shut. You'll hear real cases of exorcisms, events witnessed and sometimes concealed by the church itself. Accounts of spirits trapped between worlds, interacting in unexplainable ways. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. It's a descent where faith is your only weapon, and fear is inevitable. Get ready to cross the thin line between the sacred and the profane. We're heading straight to the epicenter of the paranormal. Our first stop, Fellonica, Italy, 2011. A shocking video shows an exorcism in the middle of the street. A contorted woman screams in an inhuman voice. Several people try to restrain her as a priest recites Latin prayers. The sound she emits is a roar of pure rage and pain, echoing through the streets. The priest, determined, continues the ritual, sprinkling holy water. Each sacred word seems to inflict pain on the entity. Terror is palpable. Witnesses whisper, aware they are witnessing something beyond comprehension. The woman shifts between sobbing and growling, fighting between light and darkness. The video is disturbing proof that evil can manifest in real form. The priest raises the crucifix, and the woman screams as if reality is tearing. Her body arches in impossible ways. Even watching from a screen, we feel we've invaded something forbidden. It's not fiction, it's real life. And the video ends abruptly, leaving only questions and the echo of her scream. What happened next? No one knows. From Italian villages we move to the secret corridors of the Vatican. For decades, Father Gabriele Amorth was the chief exorcist, performing thousands of rituals. He declared, "The devil is real, a fallen angel, not a myth." To Amorth, possession was a spiritual invasion, not a mental illness. In one case, a young man vomited metal nails during an exorcism. No medical explanation. It was a physical manifestation of evil. Vatican archives hold such accounts, documenting the impossible. Amorth saw possession as an invisible war where faith is the only defense. How many other secrets are locked in those archives? The fight against darkness is more real than we imagine. In Brazil, in Juiz de Fora, a family lived a nightmare. Their young daughter changed. Deep whispers, a vacant stare. Reports of a dark man visiting her. Doctors and psychologists found no explanation. Her health deteriorated without cause. One night, her parents found her with pitch-black eyes, speaking in a guttural voice. "He will be next." The terror was absolute. She was no longer their daughter. Seeking religious help, the family faced the unexplainable. The case shows how possession can start subtly and end in horror. Innocence was the most vulnerable target. What remained was a family marked by fear. In Goiás, an abandoned house attracts thrill-seeking youths. A group enters at night. Soon, unexplained footsteps and whispers surround them. The air freezes. Fear takes over. One friend is touched by something invisible and goes into shock. After that night, he was never the same. Depression, fear of the dark, constant sensation of being followed. Years later, reports say the entity followed him. Sometimes he speaks in his sleep with a voice that's not his own. "I'll never leave you." The house wasn't just haunted, it was a portal to something that latches on and won't let go. The trauma remains. The unexplainable left deep marks. In Recife, a live-streamed mass captured the unexplainable. During the ceremony, a tall, opaque humanoid shadow appeared behind the altar. It stood motionless for seconds, then vanished into the wall. Viewers noticed and the video went viral. Skeptics tried to explain, but the shadow had no source, no logic. The diocese never commented. The incident raises the question, are we safe? Even in the holiest places, shadows can manifest anywhere. Music. Possession isn't instant, it's a process in stages. First, infestation. Objects move, strange sounds, a heavy atmosphere. Then, oppression. Direct attacks on the victim. Nightmares. Violent thoughts, isolation. Finally, full possession. The entity takes control. Unknown languages, superhuman strength, aversion to the sacred. The person becomes a passenger in their own body. It's a methodical, terrifying invasion. Understanding these phases reveals the invisible enemy's strategy. It's not a myth, it's a psychological and spiritual war. Faith is the last line of defense. The danger is real and can start with a simple whisper. Raphael from Paraná lived the terror after moving into a new home. Strange feelings evolved into nightly phenomena, footsteps at 1:15 a.m., whispers, creaking doors. Fear paralyzed him night after night. The climax came in a birthday photo. Behind his sister, a pale, malicious face, unknown to everyone. The family was terrified. No one recognized the intruder. The events and photo were the last straw. They felt the house was occupied by something hostile. Daily life became a nightmare. Raphael's story shows how the paranormal can invade ordinary life. Sometimes the evidence is in a simple photograph. Music. In São Paulo, a teenager changed. Violent behavior, strange voices, secrets revealed. The family sought help from a spiritual center. During the session, he entered a trance and said, "La influente." The medium sensed this was beyond a common spirit. The family turned to an experienced exorcist priest. The priest felt the oppressive presence and began the ritual. The boy screamed, mocked in Latin. Then a deep voice echoed from the walls. "This one belongs to me." Everyone froze. The voice seemed to come from everywhere. It was the entity, claiming its possession. The case shows how different beliefs unite against evil. The spiritual confrontation respects no boundaries. We've explored stories, videos, and secret archives. But what do we do with all this? It's easy to dismiss it as fraud or hysteria. But the patterns repeat worldwide. Xenoglossy, superhuman. Strength, aversion to the sacred. Coincidence? Perhaps. Or maybe reality is stranger than we imagine. These reflections bring no answers, only questions. The unexplainable may be closer than we think. How long will our refusal to believe keep us safe? We've journeyed through stories that defy belief. Each case is a piece of a greater puzzle, an invisible war for the human soul. What allows these entities to cross the veil? Trauma, weakness, invitation. The voices, the figures in photos, the physical experiences, their responses for those brave enough to ask. We'll keep searching, entering the dark places, seeking the truth, until the next investigation. Stay safe.